All right, welcome to the channel, guys. Today we're going to do a quick comparison video between common M-LOK and key mod rail covers. And then we'll go from variation to one of the best you can get down to a budget-friendly option, but that doesn't necessarily mean lacking in performance. So right off the bat, what most people are probably looking at for this video are the RailScales. In particular, these ones are the XOS-H and the XOS. Now, what's different about these ones compared to other models is the scale actually wraps around the rail. Instead of just being flat on that side, you have a 135-degree wrap around the rail, which will fit most of your rails out there. If you're wondering if this will fit a certain rifle that you have, go ahead and contact them. I'm sure those guys there can help you out. RailScales makes an excellent product, but they are pricey for sure. Absolutely. And just be aware when you buy these and you see the price, that's not for a set, that is for one individual rail. But most people are only going to need 3. That said, still, they're about 50 bucks a piece. I know, guys, like kind of ridiculous, but they are using CNC machining. I forget the time on each rail takes, but it does take some time to spit these things out, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a CNC machine operator, so I'm not sure how true that is, but that's what they claim. I also have their RailScale, what's this thing called? Bidirectional hand stop. This is the container it comes in. It's machined out of 6061 billet. They have a few different colors. Cool thing about this though is that the carve, that's what it's called, is that it will fit both M-LOK and key mod without having to get 2 different models. They came out with a pretty ingenious design that way the nut that they have can flip around and it'll fit either one. So if you want to move it around to different rifles and you have different rail styles, it'll fit that no problem. Pretty cool little hand stop there. Bidirectional. It only uses 1 nut. But the like you could see here, it looks like it's all one piece. But where the carve actually goes in, there's a cutout that it fits in there pretty perfect. And I think they have another style of hand stop, as you can see on this this picture here. I haven't seen that one. I've only seen the carve, and I like the smaller carve anyway. This is an excellent product. It really is. You get great grip texture on there. With this one is the honeycomb. They have another which is called small dots or mini dots, something like that. I prefer the honeycomb. I'm not sure if you agree, but kind of has some little points here that really grips on your hand, especially if you're sweaty, muddy, bloody, all those slippery substances on your hand. This really grips on there. And it also helps with heat. I have mine positioned pretty much right around my gas block. That's going to be your hottest part on your rail usually. And the G10 does an excellent job at stopping that heat, and I can hold that all day even with ungloved hands. You know, mag dump after mag dump, just about. And it does an excellent job at that. And it feels really good in your hand with the scale wrapping around the side. Instead of having a segment here and a segment here with a gap in between, this just feels like it's meant to be on there, and it feels really good in hand. Try to get you guys a better look at that. Let me get that flashlight back on it, get some better lighting. And this is a 3-slot one. I think they make a 2 as well. I prefer the 3-slot. So that is one option for you guys for a rail cover. Here's a cool little sticker RailScales throws in. I always thought that was pretty cool. So let's go to the next step. Definitely a lot farther down in the budget range. But aesthetically, if that's one thing you're worried about, this is a good option to go with. RailScales do make a more budget-friendly version that is a one piece like this one is, but it's still this in particular one. This is by Slate Grips from Slate Black Industries. It's the guy that does 9-hole reviews, so go ahead and check his channel out. Really high production and editing quality on his videos. Very entertaining videos. But they just started coming out with these, so I told them I'd give them a test out, let them know what I think about them. And definitely a really cool option. You get all three in a set for $16, so you're not even in the same realm as one of these scales, and you get a whole set. So that's something to think about. But it's all in what you want. Like I said, these ones are G10 and machined really well out of CNC. The grip is excellent. The heat resistance is excellent. And aesthetically, it's really pleasing RailScale mod too. These ones are pretty aesthetically pleasing as well. But this is made out of, I think, glass reinforced nylon, if I might be mistaken. But they are also pretty cool looking as well. They come in 2 and 3 slot rails. They come in flat dark earth and black at the moment, and I believe only in one texture. This is kind of like a honeycomb texture. Very durable. They fit on really tight, just like the RailScales do, but they're not as grippy and not as heat resistant as the G10 model would be. Just to compare these two real quick like. But if you don't want to pay, what, $50, $150, the hand stop is $80. You know, if you don't want to get over $200 for RailScales and rail covers, I don't blame you one bit. These are so far working out to be a really good budget-friendly option. And if you have multiple rifles, I think this is the route to go. They provide pretty good grip, not as good as the G10, but still pretty good and better than nothing at all. And you'll have a lot more money to go ahead and put them on multiple rifles. So go ahead and check these out as well. They come in 3 and 2 slot Slate Grips. And check out his YouTube channel, 9-hole reviews. Now, our last, even more budget-friendly option are the Ergo grips. M-Lock, and I think they come in key mod as well. These ones are very versatile, cheap. I think they're $10 for a pack of 4. They come in 4 M-Locks. I think they make them a little bit bigger, maybe a 6-slot one. But I would just go ahead and get 4, even if you only need a 3-slot, because these are like a silicone rubber kind of material. And if you need to make them shorter, you could see you have this line right here. You can just go ahead and cut them and make them as small as you want. The texture on them is really good, actually, for what they are. Probably not so good when they're wet, but the arrows on them really grip to your hand, probably even when wet. I haven't really tested that out too much. But these are easy to change. You know, no tools needed. Pop in and out. You can swap them to whatever you want. And like I said, no tools required. But that comes with a downside as well. Whereas if you get a quick rub off, say, I don't know, some kind of surface that you're shooting off of a concrete block or a wooden training ladder, shooting ladder, whatever you want, you can think of. Sometimes these will pop out because it's just friction holding them in. So that's something to consider whenever you're looking into buying a rail cover, but they are a nice cheap option to go with. So here are just 3 options to go with in just about every budget range. I've been using these for a little while here. Ergo Grip is who makes these, and I believe they make key mod ones as well. Great option. They're not as aesthetically pleasing as the other two, but they do, if you're looking for function at a budget, they will definitely get the job done. But check out either one. These are Ergo grips. The next one on the Rattler here is from Slate Grips. And the last one on the DD rifle here is your RailScales. And they have a more budget-friendly line, but still, if you're going to go with the budget-friendly line that is not the G10 from RailScales, I would go to the Slate Grips, because they're still, you know, $30 a piece for the non-G10 versions of RailScales, where these are 16 bucks for the whole set. So I would just go ahead and go with that if that's something you're considering. Any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I try to get back to you guys as quickly as I can. Thanks for watching.